Hey guys, how's it going? Shoot, it's been raining here again, let me tell you. But the good news is my driveway haven't washed out yet. So that's good news. Of course, we got more rain coming. I'm sure everybody else is enjoying all this nice rain. Anyway, I was heading into town to get some gas, and now I've got to go up to Lafayette, run some errands. But I wanted you guys to check something out here. This is crazy. This creek right up the road here in town, it's usually 3 or 4 inches deep, and it wasn't too bad off yesterday, and it started raining last night, and it's just crazy what this creek looked like today. So anyway, check her out. Alright, well, this creek, like I said, it's usually 3 or 4 inches deep. I mean, that's the normal depth of this creek up here. And I'm telling you what, it keeps raining like this, we're going to need a pontoon boat. Look at that. It looks like a daggum river. And that's just a little creek. And look at it. The creek runs right through here. And that creek is 50 yards wide, and then it looks like there's a lake back there in that field. Heck, that right back there where it flooded out, I guarantee you it's 100 yards back there. Isn't that crazy? And then that whole guy's yard right there is all flooded. That ain't no creek running right through there. That's a guy's yard. Or, well, field down there where a fence row is. There ain't no creek runs through there. Isn't that nuts? Alright, well, we've had a pretty good rain, and we've got a break between the raindrops. This is all mud here on the hill. But I want to go up here. You see how that's flooded there? I want to go up here and look at the sinkhole, if I can make it up the hill. It's pretty slick. I want to see how much water's running in there. You can see there's water running through that gully. And got a regular creek going there. The problem is on this hillside, which makes it so slick, is moss. There's a good layer of moss, and the grass is growing through the moss. So it makes it really slick to walk up, so you got to take your time. Whew, that was slick. And the leaves are really super wet. Got a decent little creek running through here. See the water running there. I'm not sure how much water is going to be running down in here, because the water stopped there for a little while, or the rain stopped for a while there. I can hear water running. I don't see any water running out, or where any water has ran out. This way. We got a creek running down there, and it's running in a secondary hole back there and splitting off and running down in there in the main hole. And then we've got another creek running there. It's coming down, it's going into that hole. And my guess, probably a gallon every 2 minutes is going into that hole. And this is after the rain stopped. It was raining really, really hard last night. And I'd say last night it probably hit about 3 to 4 gallons a minute running down in there, and it never did fill up. It never did fill up that hole there. So we've had about 12 hours of good rain, half gallon a minute, varying to 3 gallons a minute on my guesstimation, and that hole never did fill up with water. And I'm talking about not this big depression, but that hole there never did fill in. You can see how much water is running down in there. That's a decent amount. And then that small hole back over that way I showed in the previous video is collecting some of the water as well. Let's see if we can get an angle on that. Alright, right back here where the water is dropping, right behind that, there's the hole, the smaller hole that I showed, that's about 6 inches in diameter. And that's collecting probably a third of the water volume that's going in there. So that sinkhole there is, sinkhole cave, it's definitely a cave, has washed out pretty good. See the water coming down back there, got me a little waterfall. One of these days I'm going to find out what the heck is down there. It ain't going to be today, and tomorrow's not looking too promising, but someday I'm going to come out here and excavate that out, or start excavating it out a little bit, and just to kind of see what's down there. And before I go down in there, I'm going to get somebody to come out here and run ground crew or something, somebody that knows what they're doing. But that's quite a bit of water. I mean, you can see the woods washout debris that come down and landed down in there, sticks and everything else. I mean, there was a lot of water running in that thing earlier today and last night. So go up here and look. So you got water coming down there, splits and goes down that way. And you see it's a decent amount of water running down in there. So I'm really curious to find out what that does, where it goes, and all that. But not curious enough to mess with it today. It's too soft, too wet. It's been too wet for quite a while. All right, we'll see y'all later.